have my summer playlist going, but it most certainly does not feel like summer. It's rainy and cloudy. It has been for the past several weeks, so I'm just pretending it's summer when it really doesn't feel like it at all. Hi there, thank you so much for joining me today. My name's Natasha, welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be a summer survival kit / summer favorites. These are certain products that I like to bring out during this time of year just to get me in the summery mood. I'll be honest, summer is not my favorite season. I prefer the cooler months, but I do love the color story. I do love the types of tones that I bring out this time of year. This video is in collaboration with 5 other really great YouTubers. It was created by Jess, aka J Homie here on YouTube. This is the last video, I believe, in our playlist. I'll link the playlist in the description box. Every month, one person came up with a video idea pertaining to cruelty-free beauty, and everybody makes their own video based on that idea, and this is the last month. It's Rebecca Morgan's idea. I think this is the perfect type of video to finish off the playlist because summertime is coming around the corner. It's June, and SPF is like one of the biggest, most often questions that I get pertaining to cruelty-free beauty. Also, I know Jax Lorraine, she is within this group. She does a Instagram post every once in a while about a different SPF product, and I think that that's a really helpful resource as well. I'll have her Instagram linked below. But without further ado, let's get started. I have 3 main categories. The first one is color products, makeup that I like to bring out. The second category is cream products. I tend to use those a lot more during the summer. And the third category is survival kit items, so hygiene and SPF and stuff like that. So let's get started with the fun part. I am going to get started with lips. One of them I am wearing today. This is one of my favorite lip colors, and I love bringing it out at this time of year. It is a combination of the NYX Slide On Glide On Lip Pencil in the shade Summer Tease and the Stila Liquid Lipstick in the shade Venezia. This is a beautiful pairing to get a really nice corally red. I do prefer to use a lip liner to kind of outline my lips and even out the 2 sides of my upper lip because they are a little bit unsymmetrical? Non-symmetrical. So I do use the lip liner to kind of create a clean line, and then I fill in with the liquid lipstick for the lasting power, and I think that it's a really great pairing. I do enjoy doing bright lips all year round, but especially in the summertime, especially with orangey reds. But whenever I want to tone it down, I will go just with a regular bullet lipstick. This is a Charlotte Tilbury lipstick in the shade Bitch Perfect. It is a gorgeous peachy nude color, and I love it for this time of year. Sometimes I'm wearing more bronzer or fake tan, and this is just such a beautiful color for it. I think the reason I have a nostalgic connection to this lipstick in particular is because I took this with me when I went to Miami last year, and I wore this nonstop, but this is a gorgeous peachy nude for this time of year. I do have one eyeshadow. I don't really change up my eyeshadows for seasons very often, not that I know of at least, but one that I do use a ton during this time of year is the shade Wait For It by ColourPop. It's a really pretty, vibrant coral. I love this. It's a matte. You can put a really little amount of it and make it more of a pastel, but then you can really build it up to be a bright coral, and I do love the blendability of this color. I like the pigmentation, and I love that it's only like $4. I do have a tutorial of a like springtime summery look where I feature both that ColourPop Wait For It and a lot of the other products that I'm wearing today, including this lip. So if you'd like to see how I got this general look, sort of, but with more of like a sunset eye, then I will have that linked in the comments. I do have 2 blushes to talk about. The first one is from Makeup Revolution. It's the matte blush in the shade Beloved, and it's just such a gorgeous pink. I love it for this time of year. I really love having a really flushed cheek during this time of year. And the other one, if you're looking for something a little bit more neutral, is actually a bronzer. This is from Urban Decay. It's the Beach Bronzer in the shade Sunkissed, and this is an incredibly warm bronzer, which is why I don't use it as a bronzer. I use it as a bronzy blush, and it looks gorgeous. If I have a lot of other colors going on and I don't want to add any more warmth or redness to my cheeks, I'll use something like this. It'll still add that flush without adding any extra color. Now, I do have a perfume in here. I don't know if it's technically like a summery scent because it is slightly heavy, but it's from Elizabeth & James, and it's in the Nirvana white version. And number one, I love the packaging, but I just really love this for, especially when I go out, you know, like you have like a pretty sundress on and you're going out for drinks and it's still kind of warm out, but the sun is starting to set. I think this is a really nice going out perfume, and I really enjoy it. And I'm having trouble finding this. Sometimes it's in stock on the Ulta website, sometimes it's not. I'm having trouble finding it anywhere else. If you know you like this fragrance and you'd like to get your hands on it, I would do it sooner than later because I'm under the impression that this is being discontinued. And the last color product I want to talk about is actually for your hair. This This is from Overtone. These are color depositing conditioners. I have the shades Pastel Orange and Pastel Red, and I like to mix these together and put them in my hair, especially during the warmer months, to add kind of like a strawberry blonde, slightly warmer hint to my hair. I really like it. It smells kind of minty, which I like. You can put it all over your hair, roots to tip, without it being so heavy that it kind of makes your roots greasy, but it does do a good enough job moisturizing your ends that it doesn't make them look dry. So if you're looking for something to add more color to your hair without the commitment of an actual like demi-permanent or permanent color, maybe try something like this. It'll wash out after a few uses, but if you use it regularly, it'll build up color over time. They do have some that are formulated for people with brown hair. They have different levels of pigment, so I have the pastel version, but they have like a regular version and an intense version, like a hair mask that'll really deposit a ton of color. So you can really customize it and mix colors depending on what you're looking for. And I do think I have a code. It's not sponsored. It's something that anyone can get whenever they make a purchase from the website. If I can find it, I'll link it below, and I think it'll give you money off your first order and probably give me money off my next order as well. So if you're interested in trying it, they also sell it in travel sizes as well, so you can really customize and play around with different sizes to figure out what would work for you. But I do really like those. Those are two brand new ones, but I have used up bottles of that before. Now for cream products, I'm gonna get out of the way the first one that's probably the most obvious. I'm sure most people are talking about it right now, but it's the Flower Beauty blush bombs. These have kind of like a creamy gel consistency. They're not so pigmented that they're hard to work with, but they have enough that they pack a punch. I have pinched in conjunction with a couple other cheek products on my cheeks today. These are like $8. They're a great deal, especially if you're curious to try maybe the Glossier Cloud Paints. I know that they're not exact dupes, but they are similar enough that if you wanted to try a cream blush before buying a really expensive version, I think the Flower Beauty ones are a great start. I also love the ColourPop Lunch Money highlighter. This is relatively new to my collection, but I've been wearing it a ton. It's a really pretty cream highlighter that isn't too intense. I will be talking about a more intense one in a minute. This is great for every day if you're just trying to add a little bit of a luminosity, a healthy type of glow to your skin. This is a really great start. It doesn't have any glitter in it. I have tried Flexitarian in the past. I didn't love that one. That one looked a little bit icier on my skin, and it did have actual glitter particles in it. This one doesn't. It's very natural on my skin, and I very much like it. And the next one is one that I have used in that spring summer tutorial that I mentioned earlier. This is the Cover FX Custom Enhancer Drops, and this one is in the shade Moonlight. And it's a gorgeous, gorgeous type of gold color. I do a swatch of it and I show it in action in that tutorial. A little bit goes a long way, and it can get a little bit messy if I'm not careful, so I'm not gonna do any swatching of it right now. I have it on my cheeks today, and it just gives such a beautiful like wet look, and I just really enjoy this. I always just try to get the travel size when I can, because these take forever to use up. Even if I use it regularly, I don't think I could use up the full size. I definitely recommend Moonlight if you are someone with my undertone, but they have lots of different shades for darker skin tones as well. Now for survival products, the first one I want to talk about is an SPF hat. This is from Costco. I think I paid like $13 for it. And whenever this design was out last year, I purchased like 7 of them and gave them to like my mom, James's mom, like all my best friends. I wanted everybody to have access to this because I think it's so great. It has, I think UPF or SPF 50. I don't know what it's called when it's fabric, but it has the equivalent of SPF 50, I believe. And it's just so cute. I love it. I wear it every day, even walking from my car to work or back to my car, even when I go on walks with coworkers during lunch. It's just so nice to have. It's pretty, it's black, so it matches everything I own because I mostly wear black to begin with. You can still find it at Costco, either in-store or online. I think this year the color is more of like a beigey type of straw color, and I'm hoping that they'll come out with the black one again because I do kind of want to buy a backup just in case something happens to this one. I will be bringing this to Italy with me whenever I go later this year, and it's just so nice. It's also very easy to travel with. Like, it doesn't get wrinkly. You can just kind of like fold it and shove it in your bag, and it'll still keep its shape whenever it comes back out. And it has this really nice wide brim. I just can go on and on about this hat. I love it. And I think incorporating an SPF hat is a really easy way to kind of make sure that your SPF is more effective. Obviously, you should still wear SPF on your face, and that is where my next recommendation comes in. This is the Australian Gold Botanical Sunscreen Tinted Face in SPF 50, and I don't talk about this all the time because I am working through some other SPFs, but I feel like this one is just so good. It does have a slight tint to it, but I think it's more something that you would rub in and it would kind of go away, and I think the reason that is there is so that it doesn't leave a white cast on people with deeper skin tones. So obviously you should try it on your own skin to make sure it would work for you, but on me I don't notice any tint or any white cast at all. This can potentially be drying on people with incredibly dry skin, so just be on the lookout for that, but this is like $14. You get 3 ounces and it's SPF 50. I can put this all over my face and neck. It's one of my favorite cruelty-free sunscreens. Like I said, I am working on a lot of other SPF products right now, and as I finish them, I will give more detailed reviews on whether or not I think they work, and this will be kind of like the benchmark. Is it better or worse than this? I think this is a really great place to start if you're looking for something that's got a good SPF and is cruelty-free and works well under makeup. The next two are more related to hygiene. This first one is a dry shampoo powder. It's from Cake Beauty. I love it. I think I even talked about it in a cruelty-free favorites video, like within this project, within this collaboration, and I just think it's a great product. I do like using the powders more so than the aerosol cans. I just kind of put a little bit in my hands, rub it together, flip my head over, and kind of work it into my roots and then brush through it. There are different colors depending on your hair color, so they have like a brunette version and maybe a dark brunette version. I think there's three different versions. This one's for blondes, obviously. And this I got for really cheap in a drugstore in Canada when I was in Toronto last year. But you can also get this directly from the Cake Beauty website and in drugstores as well. It's getting more cloudy, so if it gets dark, that's what's going on. Anyway. It does have a very slight cake scent, but it's nothing overpowering. It's not so strong that it'll compete with other scents and fragrances that you're wearing. And I just think it's a great product. It's really soft. It doesn't add any texturizing or volumizing to my hair. It just soaks up the oil and that's it, and that's kind of what I want a dry shampoo powder to do. So really great. I definitely recommend this. And the last one is deodorant. I use antiperspirant. I don't use natural deodorants. I tried to find one that worked that didn't stain my clothes. I tried for like 2 years and I didn't really have a lot of luck. So now I use Certain Dry. This is cruelty free, but it still has that antiperspirant aspect. I have both the regular solid one, Morning Fresh, and then I have the prescription strength one. This is the only one I saw when I picked it up the first time, so I thought it only came in this kind of like roll-on liquid type of format. But since then, I've seen that they also sell just regular roll-on clear deodorants as well. So I have both. This is more for like every day, and then maybe if I'm going like hiking or I'm going to a picnic or I'm going somewhere where I kind of am going to be sweating more and I want my deodorant to like really be on my side, I'll use this. This is like 72-hour protection or something like that, and it is a little bit harder to get off whenever you shower. This one is a lot more easier to wash off. So they have their pros and cons. I use them for different occasions, and I really like having both of these in my summer survival kit. Lastly, as a little bonus, I will have a little bit of like a summer playlist linked in the description box with some songs that I like to play in the summertime, really good cruising music or road trip music, stuff like that. Just things that I like to listen to whenever summertime comes around. Be sure to go check out everybody else's video. I'll have the playlist and everyone's channel linked in the description box. And also let me know if you have any products that you like to pull out in the summertime, anything you have in your summer survival kit, or just colors that you like to wear this time of year. But in the meantime, that's everything I have. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in my next video.